Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. Another off-season show here. Now, I know I'm a little bit late to the party on this, but we're going to talk Max Vohland today. But before we jump into that, let's just thank the people that make this show possible. So, our presenting sponsor, Complete Racing Solutions, and this month we are highlighting the nutrition bundles for performance. You can pick yours up at CoachRobStore.com. We are talking high-performance supplements that have no additives or fillers in them. They will keep you feeling great, keep you performing at your highest level, whether you're into moto or any sport in general, basically. If you want to do a marathon, if you want to do a triathlon, if you want to do baseball, whatever, they're all on there. You can pick yours up again at CoachRobStore.com. And when you buy the bundle versus buying individual supplements from them, you're saving upwards of 30 to 35%. Also, if you guys want to join the members area, which is going to get you early access to all the videos, you're going to get exclusive access to live recordings of the show starting in 2025. And if you join our $4.99 per month membership, you are going to get a Thirsty Thursday show exclusive for the members on that level of the membership area, which I believe I called it B-Class Bench Racers. I should know this, but you know how it goes. I'm not prepared for these things. But this month, if you join the membership area here at any level, doesn't matter, you are entered to win a set of Complete Racing Solutions and Moto Aftermath Show labeled gear here. These are coming from the same people that provide the elite CRS racing teams gear. So make sure to hit the members area and go ahead and join it, and then you're automatically entered to win that. And then at the end of the month, we'll put everybody's name in a hat, we'll film a main show, and you will have the possibility of winning that gear set. Let's jump into it. All right, so Max Vohland here. Forget his name, no surprise there. I know I'm late to the party here. This has kind of been talked about. He is now signed with the Muck-Off FXR Club MX team there. Now, Voland, the last thing we saw, he was on pro circuit. He had that nasty crash during practice during the week where he ended up suffering a hip injury. And if you go and watch his interview on, I believe it's Vital, he was talking to Michael Lindsay about the crash and the injuries and things like that. And he's had some nerve issues with the hip area since the crash has happened. Now, he is back on the bike now. Obviously, he got dumped from the PC team. I do believe he had a one-year deal, and I feel bad for this kid, honestly. He got pressed into moving up way earlier than anticipated. For any of you who don't remember, he moved up to pro on the Red Bull KTM team because he was an Orange Brigade kid who was slotted to go there. However, what ended up happening is the Red Bull KTM team did not have anybody in the amateur pipeline, did not have anybody to go racing with the 250F. And so they basically were like, you know what, we need somebody. Boom, we'll snag him. Now, I believe, if I'm correct here, this was on the tail end of the TLD KTM team ending. TLD KTM was turning into TLD Gas, and so they still wanted a KTM 250 presence, but again, they didn't have anybody. So they essentially made him an offer to move up and gave him like a 3-year deal, which again is fine, except for the kid was like 16 years old, and he was not ready to move up, especially for Supercross. Had he moved up for outdoors, it might have been a little different, but I know him and his dad had a plan. He was going to go to Europe and do some EMX 250 racing and really start to dip his feet into the pro ranks, which of course didn't happen. And now, ever since he's gone pro, he really hasn't ever got a chance to get his legs under him and really hit his stride. It's always been a situation of he's been hurt from his rookie season on. And I feel absolutely gutted for the kid because now we've gone from almost what you would call the pinnacle of teams here. I mean, I think the only top team he hasn't been on, essentially, when you're talking 250Fs, is Star. He went from factory Red Bull KTM racing to pro circuit Kawasaki, and now he's on Club MX. And Club MX is a great team. Don't get me wrong, I'm not throwing any shade. They have good development. They have a good bike. Everything's cool with that. It's just not a top tier factory team. Okay. You can go ask Phil Nicoletti. There are certain things that they cannot get that Star Racing can get from the factory. It just happens. It's just the way it is. Doesn't mean they're any less of a team as far as like the effort they're actually putting in. It just means that the factories have certain things that none of these other teams will ever be able to get. So with that being said, I do think this is a good landing place for him here. I believe the expectations on him with going there are going to be lower than if you were to, say, go to a Star Yamaha or back to Red Bull KTM or something. You go on one of those teams, your expectations are to win. And at this point, what I think Max really, really needs is just a couple of good years where he just finishes the races. He needs to do the same thing that Jet Reynolds has been trying to do there, which is just make it through the season. Just get results, get finishes, and let's not get hurt so we can start to build and build and build and put those building blocks on top of each other and actually get something going. Now, I do believe that this is kind of the end for racing career as far as it goes, unless he can do that. What I mean, and again, this is no shade, Max is a phenomenal rider. He can do things on the bike that half the other guys on the line can't, because of his BMX background and just being a kid and knowing how to flow on different things. If he cannot put some stuff together, if he continues to get hurt and miss rounds and miss series and everything else in between, I do believe he's in trouble. I believe it could spell the beginning of the end for his career here. He had the initial, which was okay, carried him into the secondary, which was when he went to pro circuit. And now because of injuries and missing and lack of results, now we are on Club MX here, and I just don't know if they're the kind of people that are going to go privateer route if something happens and he gets bumped from this team. But I think he's got a solid couple of years in him here, and again, if he can go out and just put in rides and just get results, even if it's just top 10s, just get the results and build. Because I think if he makes it through, say, all of 25, floating around that top 10 area, well, it's not great on paper. I think for him, it's a super solid base. And then you go into the next season, and now we can start building to that 10-5 spot, I believe. Because Max, I do believe, has the ability, the technique, and everything else in between to be in that top 5 range. So we'll have to see how it goes. That's all I got for you. Make sure to hit the members area. Thanks to Complete Racing Solutions, Gutter Works, Holster Co., Flo Racing, and TLR Coatings. Make sure to check us out on all the major socials, and we'll see you all on the next one. Thanks for tuning in.